Hello beautiful people. If you're watching this video, it means that you've supported Outback Survival and purchased it, so thank you very much. It's an independent game. So this video is going to be a tutorial on the basics of the game. So firstly, we're just going to go in here and adjust the music a little. This counts for all your background sounds. With each new patch, you're going to want to come in and check the keybinds. This is early access. I patch this game every week, so the first thing you want to do is check the patch notes, and if there are any extra things that have been added, it's a good idea to come in here and check your keybinds. So we're just gonna delete our previous save. Also, if you're ever wondering about the development of the game, the roadmap is available here. If you can't get a hold of me through Steam or Discord, we also offer Twitter and Facebook support. So now that I have a fresh game, I'm going to jump right in and give you guys some of the basics. So we start off, we're barehanded. Obviously the first thing we're going to want to do is get an axe. So for now, the axe only requires 1 wood. You can also find it here in the weapons tab. So everything that you craft will have these tooltips, and if it requires an actor, you'll see here on the ammo box it says require crafting bench. So for any actual building of like structures, we're going to need this one, the blueprint. This one is free to craft, you don't require any materials for it. And so we're going to go to our map. I'm just going to explain the map. So you can't scroll, you can't move unless you scroll in a little bit, because it only goes to the edges. This is a new feature that just went in on the last update. If you want to set a waypoint, so I've used my scroll wheel to zoom, and map to is the M button. If I want to place a waypoint, I can just left click. Everything's done with left click, and you can see there's my waypoint there. It also shows on my compass. If I'd want to clear it, I can just come back in and left click again. So now that we've got our axe, we need to start setting up a base. So we'll grab some wood. Now when you're building your bases, you're going to want to plan them out. You want to be close to a source of water, but you also don't want to have a heap of animals spawning around you. It could make it quite difficult. And we got water down here, so we're going to come out here in some nice clear space and start a building. Now one thing that's worth mentioning is if there is like a scenery object, then you won't be able to craft too close to that. Even if I remove it and try to craft there, it's going to cause complications because they do respawn. So it's a good idea not to craft building where you're going to have rocks and stuff like that. So a question that keeps coming up a lot is, how do I craft iron? So I'm just going to come over here and grab a bit of rock so I can show you. And we've got a little bit of stone. So when you look at your stone, it will actually say it's used for crafting and refining. So if we come into our structures tab within our crafting menu and go to our furnace, it says here used for extracting metals from stone. So we need to get some more stone. and that should be enough. And now we can create a furnace, and then there's a little crafting queue. Now all of your stuff here can be like moved around on screen, so if you don't like the placement and stuff, you can just move it around on your own. And we put that to our hotbar so that we can use it. And I'm gonna jump there. Okay, so now we can like rotate, and you can sort of see the little green mesh moving around. Now when you're placing things, right, if you go too close to those lines, it's not always going to place. So for example, if I put a wall in and then like another one, oh okay, I need more wood. So I'm going to place another wall here, just so I can sort of demonstrate what I'm talking about with the placement. And we get a little window and put it there, and you can like open and close your window. So back to the iron. So for the iron, we're going to need 5 stone to every bar. And we come back here to our furnace, and again everything's movable, and we can place our wood into our fuel, and we place our stone into the smelting, what we want to smelt, and just turn it on, and you'll see there's like a percentage timer. So that's how you craft the iron that you're going to need for a lot of things, like your bed, your crafting bench and stuff. Okay, so we've got our iron and we've got some wood now. So if we craft a pickaxe, actually let's craft a hammer. So if we were to craft the pickaxe, we would obviously get more stone when harvesting from a rock. But I'm going to craft the hammer just so I can sort of show off some of these features. Alright, so we've got some more stone. And now another option with this is I can come up here and press F. So when you're using your blueprint, you're going to want to press and hold F and then click on the one that you want to craft. So with your hammer, you do the same thing. You press F and it gives us this option, and we can like demolish it. Or instead, if we want, we can upgrade it. Now if we wanted to say repair, so we do some damage here. If we wanted to repair, we can repair. Using the F on the hammer. So we need water because we're in the outback. It's a very hot place. We're gonna get dehydrated rather quickly. Okay. And now we're going to need to start worrying about some food. So we need a weapon, and for that we're going to need more iron. So we come over, grab some more stone. Actually, do we have enough for a pickaxe? No. That's okay. So yeah, thank you to anyone too who's like supporting this game right now. This game is entirely driven by customer feedback. I didn't do any like Kickstarters or GoFundMes or anything like that. And this company, Wafflesoft, is literally just me. It's the true definition of an independent company. All the work is being done by just me. And the idea behind this project is, it's player driven. So if you want something changed, just hit me up in the forums, let me know. If you spot a bug, let me know. That's how I'm building this game, is purely by everybody's feedback. I just felt like a lot of companies don't really involve their community as much as they could, and I kind of wanted to steer away from this and build a game that you guys want to play. When you're reporting bugs and stuff, I can't always get to it straight away because I am one person. Games take a lot. There is a lot on my plate, but I am doing my best to try and get to them as fast as possible and in a timely manner. You can usually see by the Trello what I'm currently working on. I do change this each day when I'm swapping from one task to another, so if you're on the Trello and you see that the bug fixes have been moved out and terrain and landscaping's been moved in, that's because at that particular point in time, that's exactly what I'm working on. So your inventory button is I, like most other games. There is a torch that you can use. It's just a fixed point light to the player. C is your crouch. WASD is your movements. Left click to attack. Right click is your zoom. I don't have a ranged weapon, so I can't zoom right now. And I have all the iron that I need, so I'm going to turn this off. And I'm going to create a weapon. So, oh no, I need a crafting bench. Your thirst does move down rather quickly. This is just a reflection of how hot the Outback actually is and how quickly you're going to need to drink. That is also why the game is so bright, because out there's nothing around you, you're out in the sun. Okay, we finally got enough to craft our shotgun, and we're going to need some stone for the ammo. Okay, so I've got 30 stone. I'll come in here, and this gun uses the 12 gauge ammo because it's a shotgun. And while we're here, we'll also just create that pickaxe, make things a little bit smoother on us. So with your ammo boxes, you are going to want to right click on them and then open them up to get ammo out of the carry case. And then we hit 4 and R to reload. So that we don't lose our little base, and just scroll in here and place a marker, and we'll grab a drink, and now we're going to go find some food. So if we head, let's head north, up here. This is kind of Northern Territory area, heading towards where Darwin would be, and hopefully we'll find some animals. It shouldn't take that long. You got to be really mindful since the last patch with the addition of snakes. They're kind of hard to spot, kind of hard to kill because they're so small. Your weapon has spread, so it being as small as what it is, you're not always going to hit it. And we just got our little dingo, and he's dead. Bit of confusion since the last patch, people confusing them from wolves. They pretty much look and sound exactly the same as a wolf. These animals are aggressive, which means that once the pack spotted you, you kind of got no choice. You got to kill them or be killed. And we got some meat, so we're going to get out of here. Back up to our base. So this little area where I've been building in around where the player first initially spawns, this is kind of like a little safe zone that I've set up for new players, so you're not going to see your animals spawn in the immediate area around here. But as soon as you wander off and start going down to get drink and stuff like that, that's when you're going to notice your animals. So if we eat our raw meat now, it's going to increase our hunger but decrease our health. So we want to cook our meat, and to do that we're going to need a campfire. Now with all of the things in this tab here, you don't need a foundation. You can place them straight to the ground, but it just looks a little bit neater and stuff having your own little base. And it will come up green when you can craft. So this is what I was talking about, like if you get too close, once the walls go in to those lines, that's to prevent you from clipping into a wall. So we're going to place that down there and grab some wood, put it in here, grab a full stack and stick that in there. And now we will be able to eat without killing ourselves. Right now all of the animals are using one generic meat, and you know, this is something that I'm going to change. Eventually you will see different meats from different animals, different skins from different animals, bits of bone and stuff, to open up more kind of crafting options. There were zombies in the previous build of the game. This is something I took out to add that man versus environment kind of feel. They will be coming back, but not in the same way. You will see these with each new point of interest, so you'll have to go to a point of interest in order to gain additional loot for things like your equipment and stuff here, and you'll only be able to obtain that from the zombies. So yeah, that's pretty much the basics of the game. You are going to see some things, for example like the plot pole. When I place these down and you know they say claimed, and I can like add owners and stuff like that. This is all in preparation for multiplayer. A lot of this game has been set up and built in a way that is preparing for multiplayer. I am just polishing off the single player experience before I go and add this. One thing to point out too, with your crafting, you are going to want to use your wooden pillars, because it's all structural. So if I don't have wooden pillars in the center and I got like a much larger base, what will happen is I won't be able to craft roof over an empty space because there's nothing holding the roof up. It also means that if the base is damaged, for example, that everything that it's holding up is going to collapse. So with the respawn, you are always going to respawn in this area unless you build a bed. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to build your bed, and then you're going to want to set the bed as your spawn point, so the game knows to look for the spawn point. And that's pretty much the basics of the game. And I just wanted to kind of thank everybody for supporting the game, and yeah, I look forward to hearing back from all of you guys. This video will be part of a new kind of YouTube series that I'll be doing for the game. Instead of adding tutorials directly in the game, you will be able to come back to your menu. By the way, if the game does autosave, if you hit escape before exiting the menu, the game will actually call save right now. So if you just want to save before you go kind of thing, you can just hit that, it's saved, and then no, and then we're good. But anyway, we're going back to the menu. So for the YouTube series, I'm going to do tutorials with new updates of the game when new things come in. So you're going to want to check this page here. There will be another button that will appear with a link to YouTube, and it'll take you to the playlist. A new feature I also just added on the last patch is this delete save button. This was just a convenience thing for you guys, so that if anything does ever interfere with your save files, you won't need to go searching through the computer. And yeah, thank you for supporting, and I hope that gives you guys kind of the basics of the game. There are water animals like sharks and fish and stuff like that. You are going to have to go looking for them. So yeah, enjoy, have fun guys.